read it. You can read it.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. All together, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You want to reorganize first?
Should we get the town clerk in and swear him in?
Yeah. That's good. We'll get you sworn in here.
Office? Yeah. All right.
Selectmen. Chair.
You can't reorganize unless he's sworn in.
Yes, that's correct. Oh, I thought, okay. I saw her out there.
It's amazing, I can see everybody now. I had cataract surgery. I only need one pair now.
That's a scary thought. How you doing, man? Yeah, they were. Disappointment last night. A big one.
Oh, the Celtics.
Congratulations.
Certificate of election, so it'll be right.
All right. Thanks for all the help through this
My pleasure.
process.
And that's for you.
Thanks.
I'm going to give you a few minutes, but we're just going to reorganize the board, okay? Sure. Okay. I'll move to reorganize the Board of Selectmen.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice Chairman, I move that we nominate Mr. Richard Lombard as the chairman of the Board of Selectmen.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 I move Enzo to be the vice chairman.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And I'll make, you want to do it, Richie?
Oh, you go ahead. You can
Okay, I make the motion that Josh is the new recording secretary of the Board of Selectmen.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm going to give you a few words. You want to thank your public?
Right faster than me.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here. First, I'd like to thank T. Taylor for his years of service to our town. He's put a lot of time in between the Board of Selectmen and the school committee. And for myself, it's a real honor to be serving on the board with Richie and Enzo. Really looking forward to it. I'm very optimistic about the future of our town. I've spent some time thinking about this board over the last couple months, and what's kind of nice about it is I think each of us brings a little something different to the board, and that's really the way boards are supposed to work, to provide some balance, and so I think the town's fortunate to have the three of us working together. I have high expectations for myself and for the board and for Tony as town administrator and really all our town employees and in fact all our citizens. So I'm feeling very confident about the future. We have some problems to address. I think these are solvable problems. Sometimes we make them a little harder than we need to. But I'm confident that in a year's time, Nahant's going to be in a better position and well poised for the future. So looking forward to getting down to work.
Opening comments?
Yeah, I just want to welcome Josh to the board. He's, a lifelong guy in Nahant. He's done a lot for the town. I was reading some of his stuff, what the boards he's been on. He's quite the sailor, from what I understand. Comes from a great family. I went to school with his sister Keelan. And I'm just happy that you're here. And I think we can get a lot of stuff accomplished.
Yeah.
Especially your background in environmental engineering. I'm a big advocate of that, and maybe I can pick your brain.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Well, I'm looking forward to serving with you. You're going to be a great asset to the board. You've got youth. I've got the age.
It's a relative term, but
Yeah, well, as you go through, you'll find that I like to do things that are light, and hopefully while I'm chairman, this being my last year on the board, I want to make sure that, anyone that speaks with all this negativity going around in town, and I'm going to stop it. I'm going to try to stop it. I'm going to try to stop it here at this level, the selectmen in the meetings, going forward, because I don't think we need it anymore. We just, and I'm just, you're a welcome asset to come on board and serve the town too, and I wish you nothing but great success, and I know you will do that. I'm very proud of you and your family for supporting him and getting him up here, so congratulations again.
Thank you very much. Thank you both.
Okay, no other opening comments? You have anything else? Next on the agenda, I'll move to approve the Selectmen's meetings from March 21st, 2019.
Okay,
Well, before you, actually,
we haven't really read them yet, so.
Yeah.
these are the minutes from the last meeting prior to annual town meeting, which was pretty lengthy, and you guys haven't had a chance to review them yet, so I have copies of them for you, and we can push the approval vote to the next Board of Select meeting.
I move that we postpone until the next meeting, the approval of the minutes of the 21st.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
Discussion. Hearing no discussion, all those in favor, please signal by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Next on the agenda, the approval of the 6th grade field trip to fly the kites at Chart Beach. You know, by the way, that'd be a nice time for someone in a balloon to come over, you know, one of those big giant balloons. Land on Chart Beach. I'm a little too heavy for the balloon, but we're thinking about one of you two, you know, so. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Okay, I move that the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the annual 6th grade field trip to fly kites on Short Beach on May 28th, 2019, from 12 to 2 p.m.
Second?
Second the motion?
Just second. You gonna second it? You second?
Yes.
Yeah. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
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 Aye, motion carries unanimous. We need to approve a one-day liquor license for the KIP on June 9th, 2019. Motion?
Okay, I move the Board of Selectmen vote to approve a one-day liquor license for the KIP 10K on June 9th, 2019, starting at 12 p.m. with a setup at Ward Beach, the Ward Bathhouse on the Nahant Beach Reservation. I actually read that with no glasses. This is good.
Geez, I'm glad you can see now. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Second. Discussion.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that this is actually taking place on DCR property.
Yes.
And this event did go through DCR's event requests process, and it's been approved, and their liquor license was approved, so it's just a formality, given that it's in the town of Nahant as well.
Are they coming into Nahant?
No, I don't, actually,
The race is,
The race will be coming in.
but the reception is actually at the Ward Bathhouse.
right, and they have liability insurance, correct?
Yep.
Do we have Nahant police officers gonna guide them and take care of the intersection of this?
Chief Dwyer
He approved it?
reviewed it and approved it. I believe he did write, yeah, there will be Nahant police details involved.
This June 9th is a Saturday, correct? I just wanna make sure we've got public safety officers while he's,
It's Sunday.
oh, it's a Sunday. Okay, just as, it's a hot day, we gotta make sure that the runners are safe running around the town.
Are we, is DCI still paying the police?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, that's good. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Oh, this is mine. I move that the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the designation of Town Administrator Antonio Barletta as Preservation Restriction Administrator for all town properties.
I will second it for discussion.
Motion's been made. Any discussion?
Tony, do you want to explain the background?
Sure. So the catalyst for this is the Ellingwood Chapel project that's ongoing right now received, in addition to Community Preservation Act funds, received money from the Mass Historical Commission. And one of the requirements of that grant money is to place a preservation restriction on that property. Whoever signs that preservation restriction, which will be me, has to provide a certificate of authorization, which is what this vote is gonna, if,
Provides you the authority.
provides
to
me
sign.
the authority to sign this preservation restriction. We have a preservation restriction on the town hall, we have one on the library, we have one on Valley Road School, and all of those were also due to grant money received by the Mass Historical Commission. So it's more of it's a formality, but it's a great project. We hope that it'll be completed before Memorial Day, and they're working hard over there.
Yes, I was down there, and they were telling me they're gonna take down the staging for Memorial Day, the exercise in the cemetery, so that's good, and they're doing a good job. It looks very nice.
Yeah, most of this stuff is done at town meeting anyway, you know, approvals.
So in the past, like you said, that the library trustees signed for the library.
Library.
And somebody else signed for the town hall, and so this essentially gives you the authority to do that instead of a collection of others.
Right. In the past, the town hall was signed by all three Board of Selectmen. Library was signed by the trustees. Valley Road School was signed by the chairman of the Historical Commission, the chairman. So this would be for other town properties. By providing me the authorization, we have, proof of that authorization through this vote, and allows for me to sign the paperwork, essentially.
Good. Any other questions, discussion?
No.
Okay. Town administrator's report.
We got to vote on that, yeah?
Yeah. we have to
Yes,
vote.
I'm sorry. Motion,
Okay, the motion was made.
and second?
I was seconded.
All those in favor, signal by saying aye.
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 Motion passes.
And, we skipped
You got a
over
copy
the
of that too,
citizens
Josh,
forum.
right here, right?
Yes, I'm gonna go back to that in a minute. Town administrator, finish the town administrator's report. I finally found my glasses.
Okay, first, I just wanted to, of course, welcome Josh. Congratulations on becoming a member of the board. And do a little bit of a thank you. Annual town meeting was extremely successful, in my opinion. It was well organized, well executed. I want to thank the town moderator, the town clerk, of course, the Board of Selectmen, the Finance Committee, Nahant Police Department, Nahant Fire Department, the Department of Public Works, the staff here at the town hall, and of course, the residents. Everybody played an important role in that meeting, and it went very well. We had a lot of people here, but we went through the motions pretty quickly, and a lot of good things got done. The override passed. The final votes on that was 786 voted yes, 479 voted no, so it passed by 307 votes. The local meals tax passed at the town meeting. The borrowing for the Green Community Streetlight project was approved. With the approval of the override, we're able to put $100,000 into stabilization, which essentially doubles that account, which was at about $92,000 or $93,000, which took about 10 years to get to that point. So in that one vote, we're able to double the amount of money coming next fiscal year. We also put $25,000 into OPEB, and we also approved the appropriation of $425,000 towards FEMA storm debt. So it was my first annual town meeting. It was an unbelievable experience. Very happy about the way it turned out, and very appreciative of everyone that was involved and everybody that came and attended and contributed to the success of that meeting. I also have a letter here for the board to sign. This letter is being sent to Secretary Pollock of MassDOT, General Manager Poftak, and Chairman Aiello. This letter is requesting that MassDOT approve construction mitigation funds to operate the Lynn to Boston commuter ferry service in order to minimize the negative impacts and increase congestion on our roads, bus system, and commuter rail as a result of the Tobin Bridge project. This is a typical, they do have the ability to appropriate funds like this when you have significant construction projects occurring, and given that the Tobin Bridge is going to be a 2-year project, Mayor McGee has sent a letter in, Senator Crichton, Representative Capano has sent a letter in, Town Administrator from Swampscott and Marblehead are also sending letters in. So I ask that the board support this effort. We send a letter in and ask them to approve some construction mitigation funds to bring back the commuter ferry service during the construction.
Sure. Okay.
And
I think it's a good idea. I mean,
I think it's absolutely a great idea. The timing, the traffic going into Boston is unbelievable.
the sound of the
And
black.
I just, it's gonna be, when they build all these condominiums down there at the Beacon Chevrolet, the Porto and Christie's, I mean, we're gonna have to need a helicopter to get to Boston. It's like crazy, the traffic. I had to go out to Jamaica Plain on the, and it usually takes me about 45 minutes tops. It took me 2 hours the other day, Thank you. This is excellent,
I realize it's a tough thing, going across Boston, across the ocean, and it can get pretty rough, but for a couple of years, it might work out just fine, because, let's face it, my first year in college, I remember that was the year that the bridge someone took out the bridge, and the only means of getting it to Boston was through the tunnel, and that was back in 1973, and I can remember it was a nightmare. I had to leave for school at 5:30 in the morning, so I can just imagine what it would be like now with triple the cars, so good idea.
Credit to Mayor McGee on this. He, as a senator and chairman of the Transportation Committee, he was instrumental in getting the ferry service installed, and then it was cut. And he's trying very hard to get it back, get that service reinstated. And this is an avenue that, separate funds that could be allocated for it.
There were quite a few Nahanters using that ferry when it was operational. So.
Yeah, definitely.
For the governor, if he continues sitting in traffic on Lynshore Drive, you know what I mean? I think he'll pass that one and get the funding. Oh, good, very good.
And then just lastly, a quick update on the Tudor Beach project. The portions that were damaged, the sidewalk that was damaged, the wall and the railings, the project is coming along. As of today, they're at the stage of replacing the railings and getting them painted to match the existing railings. So that project is moving right along. They still have some more work to do over at the wharf. But I just wanted to provide that update.
Well, both projects, I've been down visiting the wharf especially. That's going to be, I know Tudor Beach is almost done. They're just finishing, they put all the railings, the new railings already in. So that's good, because we need the beaches open. It's going to be a hot summer.
Mm-hmm.
We hope. What about Little Nahant? Can we get an update on that too?
Yes, so we met with FEMA just the other day. Again, this is such an ongoing process, finalizing the damage inventory, and they're very. It's a
Particular, I know.
very particular process. We have the ability to go out to bid or try and get some of that work done before it's approved by FEMA, but, there is some risk to that. Part of the process of Little Nahant specifically is documenting regular maintenance in those areas prior to the storm. So we're kind of going through a lot of we have some documentation, but we're trying to build as much evidence and proof that we've been maintaining those areas and that the storm caused that major damage. It wasn't just because we were, not working on them in the meantime.
I have photos.
Yeah, that'd be
If
helpful.
they need them, yeah. So I took pictures. I was down there during that March storm.
Yeah, I would encourage residents, if you have photos from the storm, before and after, damage photos, anything of that, please send them in, because the more information like that we can provide to FEMA, the better.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
I want to commend you, Tony, for preparing for the town meeting and going around, and you put not only extra effort, but the hours you put in for not only the town meeting, for the override as well. It was all because of you and your extra efforts going around presenting the various organizations throughout the town, and you did a great job. The slide presentation was well received, and I congratulate you. That was well done, and I mean that. Your dedication, since you've been here as a town administrator, and you're brand new, and you're dealing with a board of selectmen that was, hello, sometimes, But anyways, I won't go into that, But anyways, it was, it's not gone unnoticed. The citizens of the town, you're doing an excellent job. And I commend you for it, because it was your extra efforts that made that override go, and the people in the town are very proud of you, your dedication, your enthusiasm, and taking on these projects, and we'll get there, and you've done just a great job. People don't realize going out to bids and get all these bids in for all these projects is just huge, so I want to congratulate you.
I appreciate it. I can't emphasize enough that it's 100% a team effort. Without the help of the staff, without the help of, the finance committee, the board of selectmen, the candidates for the board of selectmen, everyone played a role in it, and the residents for listening and voting. So it's a team effort. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's my job. I'm working, but it's definitely a team effort.
Well, I mean, your enthusiasm toward making Nahant a better place to live is well received, and the residents have committed to you. So it's something that it's great. It's fantastic. Okay, citizens forum, and I missed over that. Would anyone like to? Yes. Would you make sure you give your name, and I know you're the librarian, but just for the record, and people out there in TV land, they might not recognize you,
Sure.
especially people that don't have library cards yet,
Which they're going to get any day now.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Sharon Hawks. I'm the librarian at Nahant Public Library. And I wanted to let you know about something that's come up very recently that is attached to a project that we've been doing right along. As you know, we've been doing our dementia-friendly Nahant program, and in fact, our little memory cafe met this morning with drumming by Cornell Coley and Linda Peterson doing potted plant craft. So that's going on. And at the same time, we've been talking about this project called All of Us. It is a National Institute of Health project to try and bring together 1 million different medical records from all over the United States to create a huge national database of information, stripping out people's personal information, their names, addresses, but leaving the data like age, chronic conditions, perhaps medications that have worked for you, perhaps, or just your own genetic makeup, so that researchers can mine that data and get a better idea about what treatments work for what kinds of people. We're moving into a whole new era in medicine where your treatments will be more personalized to your makeup, and so this is aligned with that. Along with that, there is a van, a bus, that has been traveling all over the country. They've been to 37 different cities already, and they are coming toward Massachusetts. They will be in Boston beginning on May 22nd, and they will be in Nahant on May 21st. We've been able to secure them. They will be parked out in front of Town Hall. Unfortunately, that's a Tuesday from 11 to 5, so the time might not work for everyone. If you have more interest in this, please come see me or stop by the library next week, and we'll chat about it some more. And on Facebook, we'll let people know where else in Boston it's going to be, so they can catch up there if they want. But they will give you more information. They'll enroll you if you're interested. It's a really interesting project. I'm glad we got to bring it to Nahant.
Thank you. That's great news for getting that here. Would you make sure it's on the webpage for us, or someone make sure that's,
Sure, I'll send that along.
yeah,
Happy to do it.
okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you. Anyone else would like to speak on the forum? You sure?
I think they're afraid of you.
I'm afraid, no, not with me, no, God, no. Okay. I'm gonna move down to ongoing business, and we want to,
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that this has been going on for a while now. The property on Bayview Ave, Beth Kelly needs to, and Bill Kelly need to buy a portion of that property to square their house away so they can sell it. I move that the Board of Selectmen accept what the town meeting voted on, and that was to sell them the piece of land and be done with it, let them move on with their life.
motion's been made, is there a second for discussion?
For discussion, yeah,
Well, you could second, just, second
yeah,
it.
seconded.
Motion's been seconded. Discussion.
Well, I was in the audience at a Board of Selectmen meeting a few weeks ago when this was discussed, and I thought the idea at the time was to have some kind of moderation, some kind of mediation meeting between the Kellys and the neighbors and so on.
That's
I didn't know if
correct.
that's happened, or,
That's correct. The last time we met, we talked about inviting the Board of Selectmen to the next Town-Owned Land Study Committee meeting, which hasn't been scheduled yet, to attend and kind of brief the board on the options, because you had just received a lot of that information that night, and Richie, I believe, Mr. Chairman, I believe it was you that suggested postponing a decision on it until you had time to review it more, and that's when we decided to include you at the next Town-Owned Land Study Committee meeting.
I think when we looked at that, there's 2 other properties up there. Actually, there's 3 involved. And when I went up there, looked at it, and the original request was stuff, and then there was a side part of this, with a wall involved in it. In talking to Beth, she just, she wants to sell her house, and she needs a clear title. And I think if we just authorize just the front part of it where the stairs are at, I think that would clean this up and give her clear title. And so I'd like to move on with this. This has been dragging on for a while. And,
Right.
and we had questions, and then the neighbors came up and questioned the wall and the side lot, and that's been taken off the deck. So I'm in favor of voting tonight to sell that property in the front of the house, so that the stairs on it, so she can clear up her title.
It's 280 square feet, Beth? 235 square feet, which is nothing really, so.
That's why when I went up there and looked at it, I had questioned because she had not only the front of the house, the stairs, which is what I'm approving, or I'd like to approve. But it was a side, there was a wall with the neighbors, and it was all taken off the agenda.
To abandon it first.
Or objective, so that, it cleans up that. And the neighbors, I believe, are very satisfied with that.
Don't vote on it.
So,
That's the only concern I have is that, I mean, I certainly understand that they need to move forward with this. What I was going to ask Tony is, can't we get this land use committee to meet soon, like,
well,
as opposed to just leaving it open-ended? I have to admit, I'm not,
well, I went up and I talked to the neighbors. The other two neighbors are involved in this thing, and they're 100% for it. They're in the turnaround.
yeah,
And their properties, some of that properties, on town-owned land, but I think we need to take care of A, which is Beth Kelly's stairs. The other two properties, B and C, we'll have to handle that down the road.
Yeah.
I think we need just to get her off and running, and she's been waiting a long time, and it's and she took away the part of the side wall and all that. And so I think the neighbors that were originally complaining, they settled that, so I think it's, I think, and it's, what,
30 square feet. I went up there, it's really, and I was in the same situation when I bought my first house. The gentleman that we were buying it from had built more than 230 square feet on town property. He built the garage on town property. So he had the town has to abandon it. So we have to move to abandon that piece of property, I believe, and then she can buy it. And that's how it works. And I mean, every situation is unique, and I'm sure we're going to find a lot more of that in town, going.
yeah. So from my perspective, I have to confess, I haven't been there, and I don't know the details of it all. But if you can assure me that the neighbors are satisfied with the outcome, then I'm okay with that.
Well, he's got to, I think we have to abandon the property first, Richie.
No, that's the first, that's the, once we agree on doing it, and then we have to abandon that property, and then it has to be surveyed, and then we have to come up with a price.
Right.
Maybe the land company can have a meeting and give us a price of that.
You're looking at my old property?
No, I'm looking at the options that Dan Script put together for the board to review. Option 3
Just to sell it.
was Board of Selectmen does not accept the Town and Land Study Committee's recommendation and chooses to sell the subject parcel. If you choose to do so, then Chapter 30B procedures come into play. The Board of Selectmen would need to declare the property available for disposition. Since the property's value less than $35,000, there is no need to solicit proposals.
I can read that as a motion.
I believe there was, I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting it. I believe that the board needs to first vote to abandon the property.
Right.
And then vote to declare the property available for disposition.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I move that we abandon approximately 230 square feet of property, land, on Bayview Ave. Is there a parcel number there?
It's 34 Bayview Ave.
34 Bayview Ave.
Motion's been made, is there a second
Seconded.
for discussion?
I just want to make absolutely sure that the Colsons and Passanese are okay with this.
Well, I talked just yesterday,
That's an easy.
Mrs. Passanese and her husband, and they're 100% in favor. Hold on.
Did you withdraw the
The
original
Colsons
motion?
were concerned about the side lot, the wall, and that's been taken off the table completely, so it's just the front of the house where the stairs are at.
Original motion.
If you go up there and look at the, it's just that area.
So I'll withdraw the original motion to sell it. And the motion would be to abandon the property under chapter, at 34, is it 34 Bayview? Mm-hmm. Ave, approximately 230 square feet. Okay. So now we need to vote on that, Richie.
Okay, well, first of all, the motion has been rescinded, so what we just voted on is just null and void. Now you've got a new motion.
Right. The motion would be to abandon the property at 34 Bayview Ave, approximately 230 feet.
Motion been made to abandon the property. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Second for discussion. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor, signal by saying aye.
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 Aye, motion carries unanimously. Now, you wanna,
Okay, so I'll make a motion that the property at 34 Bayview Ave, approximately 230 feet, be available for disposition, and the town to get a valuation for that property, and move on and sell it to the Kellys, since they,
well, I don't think you can,
sell it to the Kellys, but to,
no, but I don't think you can put the name in yet. We've got to abandon the property first.
we just did.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying,
Right.
you just, it can't be, it's got to open up. I mean, that's what
Right,
I'm
so
saying.
it's up for open for disposition now.
But there's
so-
no one else that you take.
Right.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Okay?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Any other business in front of the board? I want to mention, I discussed earlier with the town administrator about the potholes around town. We've got quite a few potholes, and he's going to be on top of that with the Public Works Department. Because all of a sudden, I didn't realize, they came in once before, and I think they hit the big ones, and there's quite a few. So hopefully, we'll get the potholes fixed within the next couple of weeks. While I'm on that subject, I hope the citizens of the town, we're getting ready for Memorial Day. Of course, that's the kickoff of summer. And hopefully everyone will, we might not get the Public Works down to you. There's only 5 individuals and 3 dedicated summer employees, which is, but if we don't get to your sidewalk, if you could sweep your sidewalk off into the street, and the sweeper will be around, and we can start cleaning the town up and hopefully get it ready for Memorial Day, not only in the parade route, but everywhere in town. And if you have trees and things, just put them out at the curb, and the Public Works will go by and get it, and hopefully we'll start cleaning up the town and get it ready for Memorial Day. We have a lot of guests, and a lot of people come back to Nahant that weekend. It's a big weekend in Nahant, and hopefully, I know I gotta thank Robbie Tibble for cleaning up the wharf and get all the boats off there, because we're gonna start cleaning that area, and he did a great job, and the Public Works will be putting in the new stairs down there at the wharf with the new, what is it called? The slip. That's going in shortly, and the new stairs look absolutely fantastic. And Robbie is to be commended. It's like clockwork down there with people getting their boats off the wharf. Sometimes we've had right up to the 15th of May, we've had 3 or 4 sailboats still. They're out of town or something, but fine. We had to put them somewhere off-site of the wharf. But he's done a great job, and I commend him for that. Okay. Any other thing before I
I just want to,
Mention, go ahead, you want to say something?
yeah, I just want to let everybody know that on the 16th of May, I will be on a joint telephone call with Lisa Dobbs and Johnny Zimmerman Ward, Nicole Gogan, and Ellen Goldberg, along with Salem and Swampscott. So we're in a joint effort for Solarize. We're going to be, pushing solarization of the town. And it's essentially, we started this committee, and it's part of the green communities, and it's to get good vendors to sell us solar equipment so that people are not worried about it, get discounts and so forth. And I think it's a good thing, to go with solar energy if we can. So it's a good thing for the town. The community rating system, I'm still waiting for a letter, what we're gonna do down at Bass Point Road from you, Tony. If you give me a letter, I'll send it to Eric Carlson, and we'll get moving on that so people will get flood insurance discounts also. So that's all I got.
Do you have anything, Josh?
I just wanted to remind us of a few commitments that we have to meet, and hopefully in a timely fashion. I know it's the moderator that appoints the Open Space Committee, but I'd like us to, let's say, help him get that committee reinvigorated by, let's say, the end of the month, this month?
The open space.
Open Space Committee?
Well, I know Ellen wants to be on it, right? There's
Put on the spot.
there's a couple of other people also. There was Diana Brandy, Margaret Alexander wants to be on it. Paula Devereaux come up to me at the town meeting, wants to be on it. So, yeah, we'll
So, yeah, we just want to
Dave-
help
Dave-
do what we can to move that along. And then, in the warrant, the write-up by the FinCom, I think made a commitment for us to meet with FinCom sometime in June, right? So, I don't know when we can pick a date for that, but I just want to make sure we fulfill that commitment.
I'll have Tony meet with the Chairman Ward of the FinCom, and he can set that up first.
Before we close out, I make a motion that we appoint Josh as the committee member for the new committee that's going to be formed for the
Wetlands?
wetlands bylaw.
Excellent, I'll second the motion.
You want it?
Yeah?
Did you, yeah, I had it in my notes, I was gonna ask you before we did it, but Enzo jumped, but that's all right, you'll be perfect for it. Any other further discussion? All those in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your first committee appointment.
You're going to take this with you, though,
Yeah.
when you get out.
Is there anything else in front of the Board of Selectmen? Okay, I'm gonna have the closing comments. The compost area will be open Wednesday, April 10th, Wednesday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The accepted materials are leaves, grass, clippings, garden waste, weeds, hedge clippings, small brush, trees, trim leaves, no larger than 8 inches in diameter will be accepted. Tree stumps of any size will not be accepted. Leaves and other yard waste must be in biodegradable bags. Please keep the compost area free of plastic, glass, cans, bottles, stones, metal things. That's the thing, and while I'm on that matter, we've got to move the, I was down at the dump taking a look at that. That place is full.
I know.
We gotta, it's really, really jam-packed down there, the dump site.
Did you go?
I was down there yesterday, and I was riding around, and I think we gotta get the 18-wheelers in there to start hauling that out of there.
Well, one of the actual approvals of town meeting when we were going through the budget was to up the amount of dollars that we spend on the compost area to $50,000. So I'd like to wait until the new DPW superintendent comes on board, catch him up to speed, take a look at that maintenance plan, and come up with a game plan for removing some of those materials, chopping some of it up, and getting it removed. So I like to hold off a little bit, but I did have DPW go down there and move the piles to to organize it, but I thought it,
It's
They
full.
have done, with a big payloader,
yeah, we didn't remove any, but we tried to make it,
a little more, open up a little bit.
open it
yeah.
up a little bit more.
You do have to remember that every time they put stuff down there, you're raising the level, and you're creating a, you know, we have to deal with that, because it is the wetlands, so.
Well, the ditch around that,
Right, it's full,
so
too.
I'm looking at that, and that, the start of softball starts very soft, very quick, you know, I think.
It started.
And the rain that's coming in, we're holding a lot of water. And that ditch from Spring Road all the way around is another one of those ditches where we gotta get the grate all down there from mosquito control or someone to open that all up to have it flow better. That would be helpful. The other thing is too, I meant to, and I've been asking for a couple of years now, I'd like to have trees built down there to hide the dump, you know, along Spring Road. I mean, it just, there's neighbors down there just looking at that dump. And if you ever go a trip down the Cape Route 3, they have the dumps on the side, but you can't see them. They have large trees hiding
Right.
the dump. And I'd like to have that done, Tony, if you could. It's one of my pet peeves that the last chairman didn't do anything, so.
Sounds like a good open space committee project.
Yeah. Well, we just need to buy, I don't know how many trees would fit, but it would be just a welcome addition to the neighbors looking at that dump, and we could put the new trees in there. I don't know how much the cost is.
Well, it is,
I would be willing to donate a few trees, you know, whatever the cost is, you know.
it is the wetland, so.
Yeah. No,
And every time you raise it, it's, you know, encroaches other people's property, so we've got to be careful of that.
Okay.
one question about this. So these hours of operation
Yep.
are until when? Like until October or?
Hang on.
The compost?
The compost there?
Oh,
I know it's, did I say that?
Let's see it written here.
It's Wednesday and Saturday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, but I mean, is,
10th, and it closes, I believe, it's not here listed, I think it's 45 days from the 10th, so be May and June,
okay.
part of June.
Someone asked me, that's what I'm
Yeah,
asking.
it'll be at least 8 weeks, and, yeah, 8 weeks should handle it. So it'll be the end of June, you know.
I'll double check.
Are there shortened
Double
hours,
check.
are there shortened hours later in the year though, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
close completely.
No, he stays open. Now, these are, you know, it's gonna be, the hours are Wednesday and Saturday from 9 to 3.
Yeah.
I had somebody come to the garage the other day, they couldn't get out.
Someone locked the
They got locked in, they got locked in.
Oh, yeah.
I'll double check.
Yeah. Okay.
When we typically close the compost area up for the season.
It's usually right before Thanksgiving.
Well, it stays open, yeah, right,
Yeah.
I would say right through Thanksgiving, yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people get rid of stuff.
Well, yeah. It would be a bad idea, and the suggestion is, if we start cleaning the town up for May, put dumpsters in various neighborhoods around town, you know, Little Nahant, you know, split the areas up into zones, you know, Little Nahant, Bass Point, Big Nahant, and have 2 or 3 dumpsters, so people can put, you know, clean up, throw out what they don't need and help them clean up their areas. Just a suggestion to you.
Take a look, we'll look into it,
Yep.
see what we can afford.
Okay. I'm on the spring leaf pickup. Curbside leaf pickup will be offered on the following days: Mondays, May 6th, May 13th, May 20th. So you can, please have your leaves at in the bags, open barrels. Leaves must be at your curbside by 7 a.m. And we've got a great crew picking those up. They've dedicated Public Works part-time employees, and they do an excellent job.
Yeah.
Not only that, but they assist in other areas.
Oh, yeah.
Wayne and TTL.
Kenny.
Kenny Taylor. Okay,
Want me to read this one?
yeah, why don't you, they get your name assigned here, yeah.
The YMCA Metro North 5K road race will be taking place on Saturday, May 18th at 8:30 a.m. Please anticipate a slight delay in traffic during this time frame.
This is the YMCA. Would you check on this one with the police chief too?
He's
He's aware of this?
Yep, and there will be, police, details.
Excellent. Well, just while, some of these intersections,
I think we have,
there's quite a few people that don't stop at all of our stop signs, even though they're supposed to, but sometimes they don't, especially that road race. A lot of people run that road race. I used to run that road. Yeah.
Do you want it, Josh?
In the past,
Yeah.
maybe in the future.
Well,
Not this year.
don't wait too long. Okay,
Motion to adjourn?
motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Seconded?
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion, further discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Good night, God bless. And the Bruins are on in 5 minutes.